As you can see, we've got it all prepped as far as drilling holes. It's got to be vacuumed. I just don't have any more time today. It's Thursday, it's 20 to 10. If I don't get in there and start editing now, you guys aren't getting a video this week. So I'm done. We'll finish it up tomorrow. It'll be sunny again. Hey, my dog. How are you? Welcome to the Wooden Boat Experience, episode 29. My earliest memory is riding in my grandfather's boat, arm over the side, hand in the spray. I've spent much of the rest of my life chasing this feeling. All of that has led to this, the Wooden Boat Experience. Well, that's a special spill I just did. Guess we will be working from there instead of working from the paint can, but that ought to be just about enough paint to finish the area I've got left to do today. My hands were a little slippery. Here's something pretty neat I saw just the other day. A toy boat. All right, let's get into what actually happened on the boat this week. It's not really that cold out here the way I'm dressed. I was just doing chores and doing some other stuff outside, and I said, you know what? I'd like to paint some of this with bilge paint tonight, these pieces, and I can do that in the studio. So I said I might as well take a few minutes and pull them out. Sometimes on discussions on Facebook, I'll hear people talking about fasteners like it's no big deal and the cost of them is not a huge concern. But look at how many fasteners are in just taking these few parts off of here. You start to add it up, there is a lot of fasteners in a boat. So what you use and where you use it is something you should think about. Just marking these pieces with port and starboard in case we take them apart another time. It just makes life easier. You can see this one is for port. Put a little mark on each. It's not where you can really see them when they're installed, so just will be helpful later on. We can create this anchor. That's what we're going to do right now. I'll get that set up and you guys can watch. Now I didn't finish sanding this yet because I wanted to wait until I get this done. So I want it to get a little bit of an aged look. So when I'm sanding this, hopefully we'll round these edges over a little bit. You can see here where this board's a little proud of that, where it's not sanding off. I'll probably take that in the boat shed and get on it with this board now, or the other long board. I don't want to create any dents or waves in here using the Bosch. I've got the bulk of it off. Now it's time to start flattening it out. Okay, we better tie this down. Never want to clamp something soft like mahogany right directly on top of the board. I don't need that in the way, because this could dent the mahogany. So I put a little sacrificial board in between. We don't need that yet. Well, what we're going to do now is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different size holes that we are going to drill out first with a Forstner bit. Now, anybody that's ever used a jigsaw very much knows that for me to come around and do this circle right here and make it look good with a jigsaw, pretty tough, maybe impossible. Now, you don't have the issue in mahogany as much with the blade traveling off sideways. If this was white oak, it'd be pretty tough with a jigsaw to not end up with a cut that wasn't perpendicular. It'd be off usually on the bottom. It goes out one way or the other. That probably won't happen in mahogany. Mahogany's fairly soft. These circles have all had the centers marked, which with a Forstner bit is quite easy to find and hold. There's no going back now. Forstner bits just make such beautiful, clean, even sides. When you're doing something like that, it's not important that every single thing is perfect, but if you make the things really nice that you can, like all these ends where the circles are, then these lines in between, you can just get close and they'll be good. Okay, the holes are drilled. Wood stove's handy for getting rid of these shavings. I'm going to have to cut this arc and this arc freehand, and I'll cut these lines across this way freehand. But these long ones right here, I've got a couple choices. I could plunge in with a circular saw. Probably not going to do that. I think what I'll do is set up a little fence, use the jigsaw, and run the side of the jigsaw against this fence and try to get it as straight of a line as I can with a jigsaw. Now we got our new drop down extension cord in here, which is nice. I must say that looks a little bit different. Not perfect yet, but it's a lot closer than it was. And remember, we are celebrating the past lives of the wood that's going into this boat. We don't spend a lot of time hiding it. I won't be bleaching this boat. There's nothing wrong with that when you're creating a show boat or want something that's perfect. Have unlimited funds or unlimited time. I'd rather be on the water. And I don't want to be mad if my granddaughter gets in this boat with the wrong shoes on or doesn't pay attention to every little thing when she's in there. Boats are supposed to be about fun, not just about looks. Well, I'd say that churched up pretty well. There's that oval head, basically one in each corner. Have you guys ever looked at a tool that you have in your shop and ask yourself, why did I put it where it is? Well, that's how I was just looking at where this drill press is. Every time I come over here to use it, the wall is too close. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. All right, we need to fix this piece with some bungs. So we're gonna, because there's already holes here, the Forstner bit in a hand drill is not gonna work very well. So I'm gonna do it with a drill press. The other reason I'm using this is I can cheat. So you can see I've off-centered this hole a little bit because I'm holding this tight and the drill press stays in place. I just caught the edge of that. There's no way I'm going to get that with a drill. When the Forstner bit comes down, it's going to hit and chatter a little bit. I mean, it'll center eventually, but you'll make a mess of the surface before that. So this allowed me to drop that bung down a little bit in this spot because I didn't want it hanging over the rounded edge. That one just disappeared. Wasn't sure what I was going to do with this, but I think I'm just going to leave it, the aluminum, not paint it. Leave the silicone bronze. I mean, there's not going to get any water there. It leans backwards, so I don't want to paint that all gray. And you're not going to see it that often until you open it up. It gets a little patina on it. I'll be fine with that. So I'll take those off. We're going to paint the back of this again and put a second coat on the back side of this. And then I think we'll do a first coat on the other side of those pieces that are sitting over there. Second coat on that kick panel, and then later tonight we'll put a second coat on some other stuff. This stuff dries pretty quick when it's warm, and it's nice and warm in here. If you sight down this keel fin, and it's more exaggerated because of the wide angle on the GoPro, but you can definitely see that this front end is coming towards me a little bit. It's not as bad as it seems, because when I look at it straight down here and have it on the edge of the board, in the meaty part of it, the only issue is right at the very back, right here. Comes over a touch. And the front is definitely, you can see that it's definitely going like this. So what I think I'm going to do is, just to make me feel better, because I don't think it's a huge deal. Don't need two GoPros going. I'm going to take the power plane and take from about here over. I'm going to do that. And then at the very back, I'm just going to shave a little bit off of this side. Okay, that looks a lot better. It's sort of leaning over this way a little bit, which makes it look even worse. It really should be sitting about like that. Took a high spot off right here, which is right where a knot is for some reason. And then a little bit on each end. I'll get some primer on there, and that'll be going on pretty soon. So we painted this top side earlier with bilge paint. Painted this side last night, and you can see that it could use another coat of paint. And I want to put these back in tomorrow. So we're going to kind of speed this process up, trying to get these little pieces of wood off of here. So I want to paint both sides tonight. Now the edges have 2 coats, and the edges look really good on all these. So I am going to, I put these little finish nails in here. That will hold this up so I can paint one side, flip it over, set it on there. You'll have a little bit of marks on these 4 little marks on here, but no big deal because this is the part that goes underneath. You won't see it. So I'll make sure I paint the top, the part you will see. The part with the countersinks will get painted last. This piece over here, these 2 pieces are done for now. 2 coats on that. It doesn't get it on this side because that side's going to be finished bright. This one's got 2 coats on here, so that's good. The other side looks fantastic. I'm really happy with that anchor. And this is going to get the first coat of Total Boat topside primer. Now the back of this, like everything else in the boat that's in the bilge or in the back by the transformer up in the bow, has the total bilge. But this is the kick part. This is the part that's going to show right here. So we're going to put the topside primer on that, and then later on this is getting the same color as the floors. Although the floors will be, this will be regular paint, and the floors will have an additive in it to make sure that they're skid free, because you do not want a plywood painted floor in a wooden boat and go swimming. You will slip pretty quickly. I think these are fine. These have enough paint on them. So those are ready to go in tomorrow. So don't have a lot to paint for this last one tonight, but we do have a few things to do, and this will mean that tomorrow this stuff can go back in the boat. Tomorrow's Thursday. That's the one thing that I'll do in the morning before I edit. So I better get to it. What I'm trying to get when I drill these out, first I'm clearing the hole out a little bit, cleaning it up. But lastly, I want to go down to where some fresh looking wood comes out. Now, it's a little easier to drill these with a regular, I just moved you guys around, with a regular bit than a Forstner. Now because there's already a hole here, the Forstner's hard to get going. But if you get it going like on 2 on your drill, the higher speed, and turn it at an angle a little bit, once you catch an edge, you'll be all right. Some fresh stuff. This is kind of a mess right here. Ah, there's some steel down in there. Well, one thing's for sure. We managed to make a mess in here again. The vacuuming never ends.